All right, guys, today's video is more of a touch-up for food plots. You know, when you're broadcasting your fertilizers, you may miss spots, or there might be spots in your soil that's kind of weak. I've touched on this before in videos in the past, but this area, even though it looks good, still has a few patches in here that are not performing as good as the other parts. So what I'm looking for when I do food plots is the best consistency as far as nutrient output that I can produce. So here we have a good example of something that I see that needs help. There's actually 2 or 3 spots in here that's this way. So if we look back here, we have excellent green color. The turnips here have been bit by cold, so kind of ignore the look of them right now. They've been damaged from cold air. It did hit in the 20s here one night, but I'm looking at the green level back here. It looks really good compared, to some of the other areas that I'm seeing, like this spot right here. So this area here has got a little bit of a problem. Could be nitrogen. Maybe I didn't put enough, maybe copper didn't get put in here as heavy as other areas, or potassium may be a little off, but there's something off right here in the plot. So this is like the times that I like to come in here and see where's the consistency, where the weak spots are. There's one weak spot right there, and I can literally see the tonnage just dip off. It doesn't have the same thickness, the same vigor as these areas. This is killing it as far as depth. I mean, you take that and it's not quite to my knees. It's a little short of it. You go through here and you get to these weak areas. See how the even the turnips right here have dropped off in size. So this looks like a combination of maybe some potassium might be a little off here. Boron is also showing some signs now that it is lacking, and this could be a boron level drop off causing some of this as well. So I can do a few things here, is put a little potassium in here in these little weak pockets to make sure the tonnage stays consistent in here, especially after the rut when deer are extremely hungry. They're going to be looking for a lot of food, and I want to make sure I've got it. And of course this here is just really thick. So I'm looking again for consistency in the food plot, and as you're improving the soil, these weak areas will begin to filter out, become less obvious, smaller in size, and eventually they're gone. And this one is this is like literally year 3 of restoring this area, maybe 4. And the pockets of bad growth continues to decline. So I've still got a few areas here, like right here's another one that's showing some weaker color, and then it picks back up again. Here looks really good, really good. Magnesium is also low in here, so that's another factor playing into this. So I need more magnesium. It's pretty obvious too. So it can be even greener than what I'm videoing right now, guys. But I'm very happy, very pleased with this. And now it's just coming back in and doctoring up a few small areas in here to make sure that the average protein and nutrients that they're getting is the best I can give them. Especially when it comes to buck recovery mode. I want to make sure I can put on as much weight back on these deer as fast as possible. Even visiting bucks, I'm helping them, especially if they stay at least till April. I've been able to put good solid weight on them for the antler growing season, and then they leave when I need them the most to help put on extra antler. But even down here, even though this is considered what my best area in the food plot, it's still not nutrient wise, like nitrogen level still can come on up. Potassium level has to come on up. So there's a few things in here that's got to be more consistent. The greenery here looks consistent so far. I'd have to really walk through here and study and look for areas that I think are having issues. And I can even mark these as, you know, later on as areas of improvement. Like right here, you see how well this is doing, barring the cold snap that bit these guys back. But if you're looking at, you know, some of this here, even though cold has hurt it, you know, it's still looking good. But then you hit a pocket over here where the green level is like half of what it normally should be, and there's a little pocket of it right there. So I'm going to touch areas up in here, which means you don't have to use near as much fertilizer. You're just focusing on the weakest spot in your soil, and then after that your crop should look you know, way more even, more equal in nutrient output. Of course, you also want to help these roots. I'm always in struggle with rocks, so I need roots to perform, and that helps raise up the organic matter in your soil faster. So yes, treating weak areas can accelerate your organic matter in the soil. So if you have spotty, weak areas, that same thing can happen under the soil, and your organic matter can also be spotty and weak in other areas. So we want to make sure that top to bottom here, we make this as even growing as possible. All right, guys, short video. And I'm mainly focused on hunting right now, so I may not make too many of these. And I'll pick back up more as, you know, the hunting season starts winding down. But I'm definitely need to be up here as much as possible, because I know there's at least 3 or 4 good bucks here. And I think as long as nobody's shooting the woods up like normal right now this year, so I think there's a good chance at some point he's going to pass through here. At least one of them might, and I can tag out on one. All right, guys, have a good day. Enjoy your hunts, and don't forget to keep working your food plots. Even if you got bad soil, guys, give it time. Eventually, you know, we're going to get to this level and beyond. Have a good one.